What if I told you the key to changing the world, to really facing down life's biggest challenges, isn't some huge, complicated plan? What if it's actually something you can do first thing every single morning? Well, today, we're jumping into the powerful wisdom of Navy SEAL Admiral William H. McRaven and his most important life lessons.
Right? It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But get this one single statement is the bedrock of an entire philosophy on life, and it was all forged in the absolute toughest military training on the planet.
That's right. This is not just about having a tidy room. It's actually the very first of 10 simple but incredibly powerful lessons that McRaven learned as a SEAL. These are principles that literally anyone can use to overcome adversity and crush their goals. So let's get into the first one. Okay, so it all starts right here, with this one simple, disciplined act. It seems so small, but believe me, its impact is anything but.
You know, the psychology behind this is just fascinating. It isn't just about a neat bed. It's about starting your day with a win. It gives you this little jolt of pride, and it encourages you to take on the next task, and then the next one after that. It's a guaranteed accomplishment, no matter what else the day decides to throw at you. And this is where you can really see the ripple effect. I mean, completing that first task builds momentum. It reinforces a basic truth. The little things, the details, they matter. And if you can't master the small disciplines, how are you ever going to expect to tackle the huge, complex challenges that life throws at you?
And this whole idea of discipline just builds from here. Because look, once you've set the tone for the day, you have to be ready for when things just don't go your way. And trust me, they won't. This next part is all about building that mental toughness to handle it.
You just have to love the phrasing here, as sugar cookie. It sounds kind of fun, right? But in the world of the SEALs, it is anything but. It's a really powerful metaphor for those unfair moments in life.
So just picture this. You've done everything perfectly. Your uniform is spotless. But the instructor, he finds one tiny microscopic flaw. And your punishment? You're sent running into the freezing cold surf, and then you have to roll around on the beach until you're just a sandy, miserable mess. That is a sugar cookie.
And this gets to the heart of it. Life just isn't always fair. Sometimes, no matter how hard you work, you're going to end up covered in sand. The lesson isn't about trying to avoid it, it's about accepting it, not complaining, not blaming others, but just getting back up and moving forward.
And you know, if the daily failures start to pile up, you get an invitation to the circus. This is basically an extra dose of pain. We're talking 2 hours of intense calisthenics designed to absolutely break you. It is the price you pay for your mistakes. But here's the key. You will face circuses in your own life. You are going to pay for your failures. The real trick is to see them not as punishments, but as training. Every failure, every circus, it just makes you stronger, smarter, and more prepared for whatever's coming next. And that, right there, is what separates the good from the truly great. Leaders don't just put up with failure. They learn from it. They use the sting of the circus to fuel them, to make them better for the next tough call they've got to make. But here's the thing. You don't have to face these challenges all by yourself. In fact, you can't. And that brings us to one of the most vital lessons of all, the power of your team.
You can be the strongest person, the fastest, the smartest one in the room, but you absolutely cannot paddle the boat alone. Your success, my success, all of our success, it all depends on other people.
And this one idea branches out into so many important actions. It's about finding teammates who have heart, not just skill. It's about having the guts to stand up for what's right. And maybe most importantly, it's about being a source of hope. When everyone is exhausted, cold, and literally up to their necks in mud, one person's voice, just one person singing, can give the entire team the strength to keep going.
So the big takeaway here is pretty profound. Invest in people. Build your crew. Because when the waves get high and the mission gets dark, they are the ones who are going to help you paddle to shore.
Which brings us to what might be the single most important lesson of them all, the one that really holds everything else together.
I mean, think about it for a second. After all the pain, all the discipline, the teamwork, what is the one single principle that truly separates those who make it from those who don't?
That's it. 3 words. But in those 3 words, there is a universe of strength and determination.
You see, in SEAL training, there's a brass bell hanging in the middle of the compound. If you want to quit, all you have to do is go ring it. Ring that bell, and you can make the cold,
The exhaustion and the pain all stop. But you also give up on your dream. And life has its own belts, doesn't it? Those moments where the odds are just so stacked against you that giving up feels like the only logical thing to do. This lesson is a command: refuse. Refuse to give up on yourself, on your team, on your dreams.
So ultimately, all these lessons teach us that while life is absolutely going to test you, you have the power to decide the outcome. The real question isn't if you'll be tempted to quit, but when, and what will you do when the world asks you to ring your bell?